Hello, Marcus Godwin here with the Shroom Vremeni Noise of Time blog once again. Just a few more reflections and details about the situation in Belarus. It's come to my knowledge over the last week or so of looking more deeply into this affair that over the last 5 years or so, Belarusian nationalism has been promulgated, has been being promoted, of course, by the usual suspects, the Soros Foundation, the Clinton Foundation, Bill Gates and all the gang. This has hardly existed in the past. This does not mean that I've said this before. Belarus is an identity. They have a language. It's whether it's an ethnicity as such is highly debatable. Most people say that the majority of Ukrainians, Belarusians and European Russians are just one people. Certainly, I've been around these people most of my adult life, one way or another. I can't tell the difference unless they're wearing some kind of badge or symbol or are speaking actually Ukrainian or the Belarusian language. So why is this happening now? Of course it's happening to prepare the dissection, the cutting off of Belarus from the Russian motherland, from its protector. Now, again, I've said before that if Belarusian people want to keep an independent state, they are far more likely to do so by sticking with their 1,000-year-old mother, if you like, which is the Russian world. Unfortunately, Ukraine cannot, by any stretch of the imagination, be described as an independent country now. It is under Western NATO occupation, most particularly by the United States, singularly, and its corrupt bodies, and of course the International Monetary Fund, etc., etc., etc. All sorts of things have happened. I mean, again, these protests do seem to have been very viciously curtailed in the first days after this election, which again is just another, whatever the real result was, it was not 90% for the Western-backed opposition and 10% for Lukashenko. This we all know, and I've said it many times already. So it's just another example of the West spouting about democracy all the time, but refusing to accept the result. The majority of people in Belarus today, even today, still prefer the incumbent president and the incumbent government, and above all, they do not want to go for a Western EU NATO government. This is 100% clear to anybody. I have a friend in Belarus who we were speaking on the phone about a week ago, or via online call, and I was really shocked. This friend lives not in the capital, in a quiet city even, and she started saying, I have to move to Moscow, I need to get out, everything here is terrible now. I said, well, what's happening where you are? She said, well, people are just disappearing off the streets, there are rumours that there are crematoriums going and people are just never going to be seen again. I said, well, what do you mean? The police are arresting just anybody? She said, yes, thousands of people are disappearing. I said, excuse me, certainly, I'm not going to name this friend, obviously, but I'm not there. I'm 400 kilometres up the road in St. Petersburg, but I know this is nonsense. These are just rumours which are being fanned by, again, the usual suspects. But I began to realise, so I said, you want to move to Moscow, and yet you've got your profile now is covered with this red and white flag of the anti-Moscow, anti-Russian opposition. Oh, you don't know anything, you don't know where you are. I was never interested in politics at all, ever, but now I'm afraid to leave my house. I'm afraid for my relatives in other parts of Belarus. It's terrible, it's a nightmare. It brought it home to me how easy it is for us. I'm not judging this friend at all, for us to be manipulated. I myself was manipulated by the Western media for much of my adult life, about Yugoslavia, about Iraq and Saddam Hussein, about life in China, about life in Russia before and the Soviet Union and so on, about everything. So I'm not judging somebody else, but it really did bring it home, just how easy it is for people to be manipulated, to be fed rumours, and even in the age of mass communication and internet and all these social media sites and Telegram and WhatsApp and so on, still just whispering rumours in people's ears at the restaurant, at the pub, in someone's kitchen. is an extraordinarily effective way of undermining and bringing down confidence in a government. I repeat, what's happening in Belarus is a replay of what happened in Ukraine, which is a replay of what happened in Libya, which was a replay of what they tried to do in Syria, and which on a bigger scale is a replay of what happened in the so-called Russian Revolution, the so-called French Revolution, and the so-called English Civil War, where they set up the Bank of England, which has been ruling us ever since. So that's some parting thoughts for today on Belarus and the situation there. Speak to you very soon. Please contribute if you have the possibility. Bye-bye.